In this lesson, we're going to be looking at custom labels, what they are, why they exist, and how they're used to control performance in Google Shopping. Custom labels are one of the most powerful tools available in your product feed, but they're often misunderstood. Used well, you can scale performance efficiently. Used poorly, and they become clutter or noise. The difference comes down to intent. Custom labels are free-form attributes that you can assign to products in your product feed. Google provides 5 of them. You've got custom label 0, custom label 1, custom label 2, custom label 3, and custom label 4. Unlike attributes such as brand or category, Google doesn't interpret the meaning of custom labels. They exist purely for your control. So that means you can decide what the labels represent, how products are grouped, and how those groups are used in campaigns. Custom labels exist to solve a simple problem. Standard attributes describe what a product is. Custom labels describe how you treat it. They allow you to group products based on performance or commercial value, seasonality, stock position, or even strategic importance. So in other words, custom labels turn your feed into a decision layer, not just a data source. There are primarily 2 broad ways to use custom labels. The first is strategic labels, which are relatively stable. They don't often change, and they shape long-term structure. Some examples include margin tiers, pricing bands, product ranges, core brands, or even seasonal categories. Whereas tactical labels are more dynamic. They respond to performance or stock or even timing. Some examples of these include strong versus poor performers, products with no recent conversions, items with high spend and low return, or even short-term promotions or sales. Most effective feeds use a combination of both. The most common and effective use of custom labels is performance-based grouping. And if you use Shoptimised, you have the ability to utilize our advanced performance rules to create these types of custom labels. Products can be labeled based on criteria such as more than a certain amount of clicks with no conversions, low ROAS over the last 7 days, strong performers above a defined threshold. These labels can then be used to isolate strong performers in the product feed, reduce exposure for poor performers, or temporarily exclude underperforming products. Importantly, exclusions don't have to be permanent. Products can be excluded for a fixed number of days, until performance increases, or until the conditions change. This allows performance to be managed without excluding or removing products completely. But custom labels can also be used for commercial realities, such as high versus low margin products, if you have seasonal ranges, if you have sale versus non-sale items, and also full stock versus limited stock products. These inventory-based labels are particularly useful. Products that are fully stocked can be pushed more aggressively, whilst low stock items can be labeled and controlled to avoid wasted ad spend. Back to the seasonal labels, they allow you to activate products at the right time, scale them when demand peaks, and also deprioritize them when the season ends. You are also able to label new and incoming products so that you can give them a chance to scale and to spend and find new winners within these new product cohorts. This is where custom labels really come into their own. Scaling isn't just about increasing budgets, but it's also about being able to be particular with which products are allowed to scale. Custom labels let you isolate specific brands or product types, apply different strategies within the same feed, and layer decisions when multiple conditions apply. For example, a product might belong to a strong brand, be in full stock, and be performing well. Labels would allow those signals to be combined and not treated just in isolation. And just as importantly, anything that you want to exclude can be labeled first so you can track performance rather than just removing blindly and straight away. So to round up why labels are so important, it's that custom labels don't just describe products, they describe intent or behavior. They're the way to translate performance or strategy or commercial priorities into a feed level and control them. In the next lesson, we'll look at feed optimization misunderstandings and also how to avoid common mistakes that limit your scale.